Then after that, we had the public safety reports. Chief Rexroat with the fire department started it off. He gave kind of a brief overview of some of the training that they've done over the last month. Most of it dealt with what they call gray area calls. Those are medical calls that are maybe kind of vague when they're paged out to it, so not necessarily a car wreck or a massive trauma kind of thing. It would be getting on site, seeing what kind of illness they have, and then discussing with the patient whether they need transported, things like that. And then they were also on site for the car show. They always have 4 people minimum that are on a permanent detail with the car show. That's just because there's so many people that come out for that that it can really make response kind of lengthy, kind of problematic there. So they have a little UTV that's set up for medical calls that they can drive around, so they can get around pretty quick. There was no major incidents that occurred at it, either with medical, fire, or the police. So that was a really good year for the car show. And then they also got their training props that are down at the South Station right now. The training props that they're having are Connex, like transport trailers that have been specially outfitted so they can perform like training with live burns, stuff like that. So that's going to be a really big improvement for their training program, and when they invite in the regional fire departments to take place in that training as well. They all did also receive notice that they got a grant for close to $250,000 for a 27-foot fire education trailer. That was done through federal funding. What that is going to be a trailer that they can generate smoke out of, kind of demonstrate how a house fire starts and how to safely get out of the house, different things like that. And it's just a whole prop that they can bring around to schools and do older education as well. It has a component on it to demonstrate kitchen fires and the proper way to put out like grease fires, that kind of thing, and how to use fire extinguishers as well. Right now when they do fire extinguisher education, they actually start a small little debris fire at a safe place, and then use a extinguisher to put it out and teach the people that are there how to put it out. This will have an actual generator to it, so it's a little bit less destructive when they do it, and they can generate it more times, so more people get education with it, which is going to be great.
Yep, Casey will be in, I think, this Friday.
Yep.
Tell us more about it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of details on it, but he'll really do a good job explaining those. And then the fire department also did sign up for a federal surplus program. There's a lot of federal agencies, whether they deal with wildfire, airport. There's just a number of different federal spots that have their own fire departments. And when those fire departments have older equipment that they're replacing for whatever reason, maybe they're expanding, maybe they have a different threat profile, that kind of thing, they declare this equipment surplus, and then it can be released to state and local fire departments if they're a part of this program. So it didn't cost anything to get signed up for it, and the fire department did. We had to pass a resolution just to get on with the programs. That was a component of last night's council meeting, but hopefully they can find maybe like a new gear washer, maybe different types of equipment that could benefit their station and their employees there.
Okay.
And then after that, we had the police department monthly report as well. Chief Switzer kind of gave a breakdown on their overall calls, which are holding steady, not really any significant change in the trends, that kind of thing. The body cameras are working great. We deployed those a few months ago, and now they've been in circulation with the guys, and we've kind of worked out the majority of the bugs that we had. For listeners who are just now listening to that, that is a that was a state requirement that kicked in. It's actually going to kick in at the end of this year. We kind of just wanted to stay ahead of it, and it was brand new body cameras from a company called GTAC, and we were actually the first in the United States to get this model. So it's worked out very well for it.
Okay, so the body cameras are in place for all of our Monmouth police officers. I bet that could be very good for the police.
They are. The police have had a number of different incidents that where review was requested from a citizen or just need to get a little bit of background, and it has come in very handy.
I think training too.
It is, and the way that the law is wrote, they basically always have to have it on if they are interacting with the public. There are a few very limited selections, but for the most part, anytime they're on a call, they have to have it rolling. And then the amount from a tech perspective, the amount of data that we are getting from these is huge. We actually have cloud storage for it, so we don't have to have 100% of the infrastructure just because of the amount of files that are being generated.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Next, we heard from Richard Nelson, our current Public Works Director from Woodard and Curran.